It was my 21st birthday, and my friends had planned an unforgettable celebration. We were going off-roading deep into the woods, where the trees whispered secrets, and the moon barely pierced the thick canopy. The excitement was palpable as we revved our engines and ventured into the unknown. The path we took was treacherous, and the forest seemed to swallow us whole. Our headlights barely cut through the inky darkness, and the air grew chilly, sending shivers down our spines. But we were fearless, fueled by youthful exuberance and the thrill of adventure. As we ventured deeper, the air grew heavy, laden with an eerie silence that contrasted sharply with our raucous laughter. Suddenly, the engine of one of our off-road vehicles sputtered and died. Panic crept in as we realized we were miles from civilization, with no phone signal to call for help. A chilling wind blew through the trees, and that's when we heard it. A faint, haunting melody drifting through the night. It was the tune of a music box, ethereal and otherworldly. Goosebumps prickled my skin, and my heart raced as we followed the haunting sound deeper into the forest. In a small clearing, we found an old, dilapidated cabin bathed in the pale glow of the moon. The music box sat on the cabin's porch, spinning eerily on its own. The wooden structure creaked and groaned as if it were alive, watching our every move. We hesitated, but curiosity got the better of us. We cautiously entered the cabin, the creaking floorboards beneath our feet echoing through the empty rooms. Dust-covered furniture and cobwebs adorned the interior. In one corner, we found a weathered diary, its pages filled with entries of unspeakable horror, tales of mysterious disappearances in the woods, and sinister figures that stalked the night. As fear clenched our hearts, the music box continued to play its eerie tune. Suddenly, shadows began to dance on the walls, taking on twisted, grotesque forms. Whispers filled the air, telling us to leave, but we were paralyzed by a paralyzing fear. That's when they appeared, the mysterious figures from the diary. Their eyes glowed with an unnatural light, and their twisted grins sent terror coursing through our veins. It was a waking nightmare as they surrounded us, their intentions unclear. But then, with an otherworldly scream, the cabin itself seemed to revolt, and the figures were swallowed by the walls, disappearing into the darkness. The music box fell silent, and we ran for our lives, back to our stranded vehicles. As we finally broke free from the cursed woods, our hearts pounding and breathless, we vowed never to return. We had narrowly escaped a fate worse than death. The advice I have for you, dear listener, is this: never underestimate the power of the unknown, and be wary of your curiosity. Some mysteries are best left unsolved, and some places are best left unexplored. The woods hold secrets beyond our comprehension, and some nightmares should never be awakened. I was turning 7, and my parents decided to throw me a princess-themed birthday party at the charming, enchanted tea room. The place was a dream come true for a little girl like me. It had pink walls, glittering chandeliers, and life-size princess cutouts adorning every corner. The excitement was palpable as my friends and I gathered in our best princess attire. The festivities began, and laughter filled the air as we sipped tea from dainty cups and nibbled on delicate pastries. I felt like a real princess. But little did I know that the day would take a sinister turn. A mysterious woman entered the tea room, unnoticed by the adults. She was dressed in an elegant black gown and wore a wide-brimmed hat that concealed most of her face. She had an air of intrigue about her, which immediately drew my attention. She approached me with a soft smile and handed me a beautifully wrapped gift. "Happy birthday, dear," she whispered. My heart raced with excitement. I eagerly tore open the gift, and inside was a small, ornate music box. Its delicate melody filled the room, enchanting everyone. But as the music played, I noticed the woman's smile had turned sinister. She leaned closer and whispered in my ear, "Make a wish, little princess, and it will come true." I made a wish, and that's when the world seemed to blur around me. The laughter of my friends and the clinking of teacups faded into an eerie silence. I was alone with the woman. Panic surged through me and I tried to scream, but no sound escaped my lips. She grabbed my hand and led me towards the exit. My heart pounded and I realized I had been lured away from the safety of the tea room by a stranger. As she dragged me through a dark corridor, I remembered my parents' warning about strangers. With all my might, I kicked her and ran back towards the tea room, tears streaming down my face. I burst through the doors, gasping for breath, and my parents rushed to me, their faces etched with concern. The mysterious woman had vanished into thin air, leaving only the music box behind. The police were called, but they could find no trace of her. Years later, I still have that music box. It serves as a chilling reminder of the danger that can lurk behind a seemingly friendly gesture. My advice to you, dear listener, is to be cautious of strangers, even in the most enchanting moments of life. Not every gift comes with good intentions, and it's essential to trust your instincts and seek help if something doesn't feel right. It's a lesson I'll never forget, and I hope you won't either. It was my 21st birthday, and my uncle had offered his lavish mansion for the grand celebration. His home was a mansion straight out of a fairy tale, a place that felt safe and secure. Little did I know that this night would turn into a horrifying experience that would haunt me forever. As the night began, the party was in full swing. Laughter, music, and cheers filled the air. I was enjoying my time with friends when a sense of unease started to creep in. The atmosphere changed, growing heavier. The lights flickered, casting eerie shadows on the walls. I dismissed it as a simple electrical glitch and continued to dance. Then I noticed them, 3 strangers lurking in the shadows. They were uninvited, unknown to everyone. My heart raced as I realized the gatecrashers were in the house. I decided to confront them, my voice shaky as I asked, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" But they just stared at me with hollow eyes, a twisted smile on their lips. The tension in the room intensified, and my friends began to panic. My uncle's prized possessions, rare artifacts collected from around the world, were disappearing right before our eyes. The uninvited guests were not here for the party, they were here for the treasure. As the night unfolded, their intentions became clearer. We were trapped in a nightmarish game of cat and mouse. The strangers tormented us, making us search for the missing artifacts, or else they'd unleash some unspeakable horror upon us. We had no choice but to comply. Fear clawed at our hearts as we searched the dimly lit mansion. Each room we entered was a descent into madness, and the strangers' unsettling laughter echoed through the halls. The atmosphere grew more oppressive with every passing minute. The night seemed endless, but we finally found the last artifact. The strangers accepted it with a chilling grin. I thought we were free, but their laughter turned even more sinister. They revealed that the artifacts were a seal, keeping something far worse at bay. As the seal was broken, a malevolent force erupted, engulfing the mansion in darkness. My friends and I were helpless, our lives hanging by a thread. The strangers had unleashed pure evil upon us. In the end, only I survived, barely escaping with my life. I'm haunted by the memories of that night, a nightmarish birthday celebration that turned into a nightmare I'll never forget. So, my advice to you is to be cautious of uninvited guests, for they may bring more than you bargained for. Trust your instincts and never let your guard down. The line between a celebration and a catastrophe can be thinner than you think.